Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you are when you're watching this video. Hello, everyone. We're going to do a comparison today, not between mods, but between different tanks. Those of you who've watched my videos enough, or those of you who know me, know that this particular tank, yes, this one right here, is the one that I've been raving about for, well, since I got it in October of last year. This is the screen tank. You know how much I've been raving about that. And if you've been paying attention to my channel, you know that I received this week. Sorry about touching the phone so much and causing a bump noise, but I want to try and make sure I'm putting things in the camera's view. But at any rate, I received this. This is the UL Valyrian 2. Well, Valyrian version 2 is what they're calling it. I received it this week, and you're probably wondering, what? Did this tank knock the screen tank out of my favorite spot? Because up until now, the screen tank has been numero uno for me. Well, let's find out. We're not only going to go through which one tastes better, but we're going to look at different things about each one. Let's have a vape on the Valyrian version 2, and then we're going to start discussing which one wins. Does the screen tank stay on top? We'll find out. All right, there we go. Today we are using Green Envy from Vape Wild. A very good juice. For me, a lot of juices, they kind of have, I mean, they're good, don't get me wrong, but they kind of have in some cases, a fake taste, more like a, I won't say candy, but it's not like some lemon cake ones. Yeah, it tastes kind of like a lemon cake, but it's kind of fake ain't the word I'm looking for, but maybe it is. I don't know. It's the best word I can think of, so that's what we're going to stick with for now. However, this one and Pink Lemonade from Vape Wild are my top two choices. People have asked me, which one is your all-day vape, your ADV, and for me it's going to be Pink Lemonade. I don't have any right now. I need to fix that situation. I need to order some. But real close to it is Green Envy, which is a green apple. Those two, they hit out of the park. They actually taste like literally what they're supposed to. And from what my girlfriend says, they smell just like what they are. Where some juices, you're kind of like, that's not what that smells like, or oh my God, that's not what that tastes like. So, without further ado, and yes, we do have both. We have both tanks loaded with Green Envy. Both tanks are both mods are set at 110 watts. Now, it's not. Some of you might say it's not a complete fair comparison, especially in the taste department, because the screen tank is using a triple mesh coil and the Valyrian 2 is using a single mesh at the moment. You know what? It's fair enough, okay? Because the differences aren't going to be all that, I mean, they're not going to be like glaringly that different. And it's all not only the taste that we're after. So let's take a look at these tanks. We're going to start with the screen tank because it's the champion. We're going to start with it, okay? So here you go. Now, both of my tanks have vape bands. And just real quick, I want to tell you guys, use vape bands whenever you can. A couple weeks ago when it was kind of rainy outside, slipped on a curb, mod and tank went flying. Matter of fact, it was this one. It was this mod and this tank. And I'm just going to say that had I not had that vape band on there, I would have had to been finding a replacement glass and trying to figure out how to put it on there. So there you go. There's my little PSA for today. All right, so first off, the screen tank does have an 810 drip tip. Very comfortable on the mouth. And moving down, we now go to the fill port. So on this one, on this particular one, you have to slide it open like this, and then your fill port is right there. And that's it. Now, one good thing about this tank is even though, yes, it is a single port, I can still, and for those of you who are totally blind, you know what I'm doing. You blow across the top of the hole, even when it's a single hole, it can still work. But you blow across it, and you can kind of tell, is the tank full? Maybe it's about half full, whatever the case might be. This one is still pretty full, okay? Now, one con about this tank. If you have a bottle this big, like this, trying to fill it is a real pain. You have to take the drip tip off just to fill it. And I'm knocking bottles over left and right. I've got a lot of e-juice bottles on my desk, and they're just falling all over the place, as you can kind of tell. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this one holds 6 mLs of e-juice. This one does have a single mesh, dual mesh, triple mesh, and quad mesh. I refuse to buy the quad mesh. I tried it once. I did buy a pack of them. They were no better than the triple mesh. In fact, wattage-wise, the triple mesh can handle more wattage. The triple mesh handles the most wattage out of all of them. It can go up to 150 watts, and I can verify. Now, I didn't chain vape on it, but I can verify it can go at least 143 watts, and you don't get any burn hits. I've done it by accident, complete accident. I will say that while I don't really like this type of fill method, it's not my favorite. It at least isn't really loose. I mean, I think it needs a little bit more restriction. Restriction ain't the word I'm looking for. It needs to be a bit tighter than what it is. Not a whole lot more tighter, but a little bit tighter. But that's just, again, my personal opinion. You do have 3 air hole for your airflow, 1, 2, and 3. They're kind of small, but they get the job done. Right now I've got the tank wide open. Let's go ahead and vape on it and give it a try. Here we go. Now, even wide open, you still have to pull. It's not like crazy airflow. Now, this tank, I will say one thing I actually do kind of like about it, and I haven't noticed this with a lot of other tanks / their coils, but this particular one, as you use it, the draw gets harder, a little harder, a little harder. And when you get to the point of when you need to change it, and I change it before it just is completely disgusting. But when it really starts getting, the pull is a lot harder to do. It's like, okay, need to change the coil. I mean, the flavor's still there, but the pull on it just, it gets a little hard to do. Now, there may be some of you who might know how to fix that. I don't know. But I'm just comparing these tanks / coils as I have them right now. Flavor on this tank is pretty good. It's definitely not the worst I've had. It's better than a lot of the other tanks that I had last year. Last year I had the Mesh Pro, I had the Fire Luke Mesh, I had the original Falcon tank. I can't even think of all the tanks I had. I had a whole bunch that weren't mesh tanks, like the Cascade tank and the original Valyrian, the Crown 3, But the screen tank was my favorite. I mean, flavor-wise, airflow-wise, the fact that I can vape it at pretty high wattages if I want to. I mean, like I said, I can vape it at 143. I generally keep it at about 110, maybe 115 is where I generally keep it, or try to. You guys will have to tell me as far as cloud production goes how it does. We'll do one more. So there you go. There's the cloud production for the screen tank with the triple mesh coil. Like I said, the triple mesh coil is my favorite out of all of the ones they have for that tank. Let's move on now to the Valyrian version 2. All right, so first of all, they now have mesh coils. This one right now is just the single mesh. I don't have a lot of money to be buying multiple tanks so that I can try multiple coils at the same time. Especially what I paid for this particular kit. Let's see, airflow first of all. It's just insane. I mean, it's the airflow on it's just insane when it's all the way open. It does kind of whistle a little bit. And that's just, now I'm not even firing on it yet. This one has a 510 drip tip. However, I will agree with Vape Fagan that, and I hope I'm saying your name right, I will agree with him. It does kind of feel a little bit like an 810. Still comfortable on the mouth. And like I said, the airflow on this particular coil is just insane. As far as this one goes, I do like the way this one opens. Let's get this up here so you can see it, hopefully. Right there. A lot of people are saying, a lot of cited reviewers are saying it's a little hard to find or feel where the button is to push it. I say no, it's not. At least on the one I have, it's not. It feels like it's a different material, and it does also kind of stick out just a little bit, and it's just enough I can feel it. So you push the button, bink, pops right open. Mike Vape says, like a toilet seat. I actually like this because when you use bottles like this, they fit. You don't have to take something off to try to fill it. Another plus that I like about this one, yes, you can still blow across it like that, but one of the things I like about this one is it's got 2 fill ports, if you can see those. Hang on a moment, I'm trying. Focus, camera, focus. Hopefully you can see it. There are 2 fill ports. One is right here, and then the other one is right over there on the other side. You can actually blow across the one while you're filling the tank with the other. And the pitch will go, it goes higher in pitch as you're filling it, which is really nice. When you close it, satisfying, it locks, latches, whatever you want to call it, but you hear that nice click and you feel it too, so you know it's latched. There are 3 holes on the bottom of this one. 1, 2, and 3. Now these, at least to me, look bigger. These airflow holes look bigger than what's on the screen tank. So there's the Valyrian version 2. Let me quickly show you the screen tank. I think these ones are smaller. Have a look at that real quick. Hope it focuses good for you. So I think they feel bigger. Both of these tanks, you can, with a fingernail, feel how much, how open you have the tank, which is very nice. I will say the Valyrian, you can feel it a little better than you can on the screen tank, but you can at least feel it. Let's go ahead and do a vape on it. There you go. There's the cloud production. Now this is with it wide open. like I said, the airflow is insane. There are times where it just, to me, it's too much. The flavor is really good. And if you do it at half, which is generally where I do it, because I think wide open it's a little too much airflow. So I generally will do it at about, let's see, I think that's about half. I'll show you on camera here. I think that's about half. That's generally where I set it. Let's go ahead and have another vape. This is at about half. You get a warmer vape, and the flavor pops out even more. Now, I know some of you are probably saying, well, Jerry, you didn't do that with the screen tank. All right, well, let's do that, because that is fair. Let's do that. Let's set this one at about half. Give me one moment here. All right, I think that's about half. I'm showing you guys on camera. There we go. There we go. That should be about half, I think. So let's try this one at about half. You know, I think I might need to change the batteries on this one. Give me just one moment here. This one's feeling like it's kind of empty. So let's just put these in my charger here. And we'll put some new batteries in here. I didn't think to check it before I did the video, so I do apologize, but that's all right. Let's see, this one goes this way. And this one goes this way. All right, so in all fairness, here we go. Let's try this again at half. This is the screen tank. For those of you who are totally blind and cannot see the video. This tank seems to whistle a little bit more than the Valyrian does. That's at least my personal opinion. The vape is a little warmer, but it's not. It's not like greatly noticeable like it is on the Valyrian. It is noticeable, but it's not completely noticeable. So now that we've changed the batteries, let's quickly do wide open on the screen tank. Again, all fairness, because the other one is charged. So let's do this one. Like I said, the flavor's good on that one. Let's go back to the Valyrian. Anything else I'm trying to think of real quick? Again, it is a 6 mil capacity tank as well. Both of them, the coils screw into the bottom of the tank. The Valyrian does have a, I don't know what they call it, but like a leak-proof, where if you get juice in the bottom, when you vape on it, it sucks it back into the coil. The screen tank coils and tank, whatever, do not. However, I will say I really haven't had any leaking issues whatsoever with my screen tank. In fact, on the screen tank, the O-ring in the bottom of the tank, you know, when you take the bottom off, that O-ring actually broke. That's inside the bottom of the tank. And I would think that because that is no longer there, that I would have leaking issues. No. Surprisingly, I still am not having leaking issues with it. Now, what I will say is that the ring is a little harder to move. Not horribly so, but it is a little harder to move. Now, one of my sort of picky cons about the Valyrian 2 is that its airflow ring moves a bit too easy. I think it should be a bit tighter than what it is. Now, I don't know if this is just my tank, but the airflow ring is just, it moves way too easy. So, after all of this, which one is my favorite tank? Valyrian 2. It wins. It doesn't win by a whole lot, but it does win. The flavor pops more than it does on the screen tank. You definitely get more of the flavor than you do on the screen tank. The airflow when it's wide open, while I think it's too much, it's definitely a lot more airflow than what's on the screen tank. Even at half, the airflow is still better than what it is on the screen tank. With the screen tank wide open and the Valyrian at half open, it's still an easier draw on the Valyrian than it is on the screen tank. Other things I like I said, the fact that the Valyrian has the pop-open system for the fill area, and it locks. I like that. I really like that. The fact that I don't have to take the drip tip off. I wish they had an 810 drip tip, but they don't. But you don't have to take anything off, even if you're using a 120 ml bottle. Right now, I've only tried this with the single mesh coil. From what I've seen in reviews, the dual mesh, the airflow is a bit more restricted. Still a lot of airflow, but it's a bit more restricted, so I might actually like the double mesh coil. I also plan on trying the triple mesh that they have as well. So, for those of you wondering, the screen tank has met its match in the Valyrian 2. The Valyrian 2, in my personal opinion, this is subject to opinion, the Valyrian 2 just took the #1 spot. I also have for those who are sort of interested, I also have this tank here. This is the Falcon King tank. And I hate to say it, we're going to compare it to the Valyrian in another video. But I personally think it's even better than the Falcon King tank. We'll see. We'll see which one wins. We'll do a comparison between those two, and we'll see which one takes top spot. But right now, as it stands, the champion, the Valyrian 2, you did a bang-up job on this tank. Just a few little nitpicky little things that they really don't, they don't stop me from buying it. They didn't stop me from buying it. And I'm thinking the cloud production, even with this airflow, set at half, still feels pretty good. I don't know. Again, you guys would have to tell me what you see. But even at half, the Valyrian 2 still feels like it makes one hell of a cloud. So those are my thoughts, views, and opinions on which tank is better. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, if you think my videos suck and I need to be able to do editing, well, then you can edit my videos for me. Because I cannot, I don't know of any way to accessibly edit a video. So that's why my videos are one-shot videos. There's no editing whatsoever done to these videos. The only thing that's done is I do shrink it down a bit. From what the iPhone is recording at. But that's it. That's all I do. I don't do anything else. And sadly, I can't put music on my videos, anything like that. If anyone knows of a way to do it that's accessible with a screen reader in Windows, let me know. Until then, take care, stay safe, vape safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.